Good morning, everybody. Hi, it's Karen Kong. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Ottawa, and welcome to my This or That Thursday Facebook Live. So every Wednesday I try to post 2 cards for my creative community to take a look at and choose a card for me to make live for them on Thursday mornings. So that's what we're here for today. So just a couple of things. So we're getting to the end of June, and it's almost time for the kids to get out of school, and they'll be home. So things are going to get busy. Kara still has nationals, her nationals dance competition to get through. So, and we're going to be on vacation. So this will be the second last one for a while. So next week will be my last live until about mid-August. We'll see if I can start doing them again sometime then. So yeah, so those that's just I just don't think I can squeeze it in with having the kids here and having visitors and stuff. So but I'm hoping that I can just still post cards and keep you guys inspired, and we'll see what we can manage. So I'm just going to set up on my computer so that I can see your comments. Just give me a second, okay? And if you're live, joining me live, say hi. I do like getting feedback during the during my lives so that I can see you know, what you guys are thinking, and you know, get some interaction, because I have a hard time talking to myself. It's you know, even though I've done like quite a few now, it's weird, like, you know, just talking to myself. Which is why I kicked my husband out. He's like, I told him like, okay, so he's gone back to the office like once or twice a week, and I suggested that maybe Thursday mornings would be a good time for him to go. Hi Sandra, thanks for joining me. Always nice to have you here. Okay, sorry, I'm gotta get myself set up here. Here we go. All right, we're all set up there. So yeah, is there any other news? Okay, so the only other thing is, so I'm not having the lives during July. I'm gonna take a break and take care of the family stuff and enjoy a bit of vacation. And I do have 2 summer events going on, so do register, because I would like to get prepared, get everything cut, you know. And I'm going to try hosting a bingo for the first time in August. Now, I already have 2 people who said they were interested, but they have conflicts. They're not sure if they can make it August 25th. So I'm wondering if there's others out there who have the same issue. If you've got, like, you know, last end of summer plans for that week and can't make it but are interested in coming, and maybe I'll reschedule it, because, you know, obviously it's not nearly as much fun if you guys aren't there. So I'll post something, and maybe we'll get some answers and see what the feeling is out there, and reschedule if I need to. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to my desktop, so just close your eyes while I do that. Okay. Right. So it was a close call this week. I didn't have too many voters this week, but it looks like we're making the Happiness Abounds, so the happiness card. Let's see. I think I'm up too high. I'm just going to adjust my camera so it has a better view of my desk. Okay, just a second. Close your eyes. I just is that better? I think that's a bit better. Sorry for the bouncing around. Close your eyes. All right. I think that's better now. Okay. So these are the 2 cards I made this week. So Celebration is coming up. If you don't know what Celebration is, that is the time of year. It used to be just once a year. Now it's twice a year that Stampin' Up! Has promotions on your orders. So it's basically rewarding you for making purchases. So if you reach like certain levels, $60 increments, I guess, you get free stuff. So one of the free sets here, I'm trying to adjust my camera because I can see that it's crooked and that makes me a bit crazy. You know that. I don't know which way I'm supposed to be turning this. Hang on. Oh, there we go. I think that's better. All right, we're good. Yeah, so if you like hippos, then there is a hippo set in the Celebration promo this time. And this is the hippos. Oh, where did I put the set? Hang on, here we go. It's called the Hippest Hippos. These are the stamps that you would get, and you can also get dies for these. And the dies are actually like really cool. Look at the dies that come. You can have like a little umbrella, a snorkel set, little splash marks like water drops. I think that's grass, and that's a propeller for the boat. Waves, a little buckets. Like, there's way more dies than there are stamps. So these are 2 different sets that you can earn for free as part of Celebration. So Celebration starts July 1st, and I think it runs till end of August. I don't remember, sorry. But yeah, so you can get free stuff for your purchases during that time. This is from the new annual catalog. So that's something new that I was playing with this week, and I haven't even played with all my new goodies. I'm just so, I mean, there's just so much stuff to play with and not enough time. Sandra says, nice magnetic sheet. Yes, I like having magnet sheets in my sets to keep all my dies in order and organized and inside the same case as the stamps. So I'm going to put this one away. She's really cute. I think I'm going to give this as a thank you to one of our dance teachers. I had fun making this card. I might make a couple more for the other dance teachers. I haven't decided yet. But there is this one to do this today. So I did case this. This was inspired by somebody else, another demonstrator, and named Marci Besecker. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. But so I took her idea and I changed it up slightly because I didn't have exactly what she had. And I was using the Hues of Happiness DSP. So this is the piece of paper that I was taking it from. These flowers are not stamped. They're from the DSP here. And I'm just so happy that the DSP, you can pretty much use the dies to cut out almost everything here. Like, there's very little waste. Like, I felt bad, you know, leaving all these little tiny flowers behind at the end of it, because I felt like I should try to use them. But, you know, it was just so awesome. So I cut out a whole pile of flowers. Like, I've done a bunch already, but I'll show you how I did those. And what else did I want to show you? Oh, yes. So I decided that I would give my, this card is going to go to our music teacher, and I thought I would give her some cards as our end of year gift, and I made this to go with it, and I think it looks fantastic. I love it. I meant to put more of the Sweet Sorbet ribbon behind it, just like I did on the card, like this, to match, but I took my dimensionals and I stuck it on the back of my label, and as soon as it touched the paper, I realized I had not put the ribbon down, but it was too late. I could not lift it anymore, and I couldn't stick it underneath, so I think it'll just have to stay as it is. So I did use, like, cut out one of the little tiny flowers. Thank you, Sandra. Sandra says it's beautiful. Yes, I'm really happy with how it turned out. So yeah, so I used some of the little tiny flowers that were in between the big flowers to just decorate here, because I didn't have, I don't seem to have any embellishments like that match this, and I realized I didn't order any of those, and I thought maybe I could use something that I have, and I'm sure like a pearl would work too. I might do that afterwards. But yeah, so I cut out a little flower to decorate the tag here. So So yes, I didn't stamp anything. I just put the band around it so she can just slide it off and reuse the box if, I don't know, for something else at some point. But yeah, so I'm really, really happy with how that turned out. I think she'll hopefully be very impressed. So let's get started on this card. Okay, so I used Flirty Flamingo paper and Granny Apple Green in my card, and I used the Sweet Sorbet, which I know does not match the ink color, but it actually looks really good with this color palette here. It works well because we've got like the deeper pinks and the lighter pinks, and I think it blends in nicely. So that is what we're going to do today, and I'm going to show you a trick with using that to create this fringe. All right. Okay, so let's start with the card base. All right, so I need a card base. It's just regular plain white, 8.5 by 5.5. Yeah, 8.5 by, yeah, that is Sweet Sorbet ribbon. Sweet Sorbet ribbon is pink. It's not the red that the ink looks like. It's just not the same. Okay, so let me just get out my trimmer. Just a second. And we'll cut the base. So if you're joining for the first time, just so you know, I do always post the measurements afterwards, so you don't have to start, you know, madly writing things down. You can get them afterwards in the description. Okay, so a regular 8.5 by 11, I'm going to cut it in half at 5.5 inches. Okay. If you've never used Stampin' Up's paper trimmer, they have two blades. One is for scoring it and one is for cutting. So 5.5, and then I'm going to score at 4.25, which is halfway again, the other way. So this is my scoring blade, and that'll help me get a nice crisp fold. And I need, so here's my matting layer. It's just 1/4 inch shorter on each side, so I need to take off a 1/2 inch. So it's, let me double check, 5 by, I know, even though I've done this a gazillion times, I always double check, because chances are if I don't double check, I will cut wrong. So it's 4 inches by 5.25. So this one I think is already 5.25 for some reason. Nope, it is 5. So I need, I'll make this end 4, so I'll cut 5. Just let me double check. Because I have done it where I thought, no, I don't need to double check it, but no, I then cut the wrong length and wasted that piece of paper and had to do it again. Okay, so that's 5.25 by 4 inches. Okay. All right, so that's my matting layer. And then I need the second matting layer on top of that. Let me just get another piece. I'm pretty sure one of these pieces I have is the right size. So one of these I cut yesterday to make the card, or the other day. So again, another 1/4 inch. There's another 1/4 inch gap, so I need to take another 1/2 inch total off. So it is, whoops, don't you hate that? Yeah, it's almost the exact size, but not quite, I know. And then you have to cut a new piece. Yeah, it's so annoying. But that's why I end up with so much scrap. 5 by 3.75, yes. So this is 5.5. This is 5.5. So I'll have to take one of these. Okay, so hang on. I have another piece here. I have a piece that accidentally got bent. No, I don't want to use it. It's too small, I think. It's too damaged. Okay, so again, sorry, my brain, like my memory is not what it used to be. So I like to double check again. 5 by 3.75. Okay, so 5. Let me move this out of the way. 5. By 3 3/4. There we go. All right. So these are my 2 layers that are going to go like this. Perfect. Okay, and I think that's all I need for now. All right, so I'm going to put my trimmer away. And let's put the bases together. So I'm going to just bend this, and I'll use my bone folder to crease it. Okay, and this layer can go on top like this. So I'm just going to take my stamp and seal. Whoops. Okay. And I'm just going to center it here. Okay, this did not fold in half properly. Bear with me. Nope, it does not want to stay. Drives me nuts when it's like I can see it is not straight. I'm sorry, that's my OCD with straightness. There we go, that looks a bit better. Okay, so that's the stuff behind. Now, if you can see, there's all these little tiny die cuts here. That is part of the dies from this set. Where's my stamp set? Okay, so in here you see this. See this? This is what cut this out. It's so cute. Really pretty. It's a really pretty detail. So I'm going to cut that out. And I should also do this at the same time, and that is show you how I cut the DSP. So I don't want to put the whole piece of DSP through my cut and emboss machine because it's obviously not going to fit. It'll crush one of the sides. So I've been cutting pieces out and then using my die cutters to die cut the flowers really beautifully. So I'm going to do a couple for you just so you know what I've been doing with them, because I've already cut a whole bunch, and we'll pick and choose what we need from that. But there are 2 sheets like this, and the other one's like a blue-purple color mix, and I haven't used that yet, but I don't think I have enough. I mean, like, I don't have enough to satisfy me. I think I want more because it's so gorgeous. I got half a pack from my paper share, and I don't know if that's going to cut it. I think I'm going to have to buy a whole pack just for me. But anyways, it was good to, to get it and play with it. Oh, other thing I wanted to show you. This here, along here, are these holes. Let me just show you again. I need this die too. So it has special dies here. I don't know if you guys watched my annual catalog kickoff, but I had wondered during that there's some card designs that had like what looked like the edge of a ripped out piece of notebook paper with the holes in the side, and this is the die that makes them. So I haven't used that one, but this is the one that I used that's used for this particular layout. So it makes it makes holes along the bottom, and I threaded my ribbon through it. Okay, so I need that one too. All right, I need more room. Isn't that always the case? Like, there's just never enough room. I don't care. It doesn't seem to be like, the desk is just never big enough. And no matter how big my desk is, I will still cover it with all sorts of things. And I'm normally an organized person, but when you see my crafting table and my crafting area, it's like always like a hurricane hit it. And then you're wondering where everything is. Okay. What does the back of that sheet that you're using? Oh, the DSP? Just a second, I'll get it for you, Sandra. Yeah, so this is the back of the DSP. It's like an impressionist kind of look. There's no particular pattern or anything. It's just lines, you know. So I didn't feel so bad about, you know, sacrificing the whole thing for my flowers. Yeah, it's really hard when the other side is just as beautiful. All right, let me turn this over. Okay, so yeah, totally. I understand. Like if the other side is just as beautiful, it's just so hard to cut it up. Okay, so let's see. I will set this up first. So I positioned it like this, and I'm gonna cut it just a little bit to the right side to leave room for my flowers, because it's all gonna cover down here. And I need this piece. So the bottom cuts a line, empty line, like into the paper. So I think that probably works when you're cutting it off, but this is not quite long enough to cut off, and it just stays connected. And you don't really notice that extra line. Just trying to decide how far up I need it. Okay, and then trying to keep it straight. That's the tricky part. Okay, so that is positioned, and then maybe I'll put on a couple of flowers, just maybe one here. And, you know, with these flowers, like you just have to turn the dies to figure out where they go. That's not going to be enough room there. I'll have to do it here. A little bit trickier trying to line it up in this. So I'm looking for a dip here. I think that might be it. Is this the right one? Yeah, I think that's the right one. So you can just see where it lines up eventually. Just keep turning it until you find the right spot. Okay. And then you try to let go without it sticking to your finger and moving. That's the trick. All right. Oh gosh. All right. No, I can see extra white there, and like it's gonna bug me because I know sometimes when you push it through, when you push this through, it pushes your dye over just so slightly, and sometimes you'll end up with extra white instead. Okay, so now I'm gonna put, yes, the other side would be good as a scrapbook page, yes, but I don't have another sheet because I only have half a pack, so I think I may have to get another pack. Oh shoot, I have to adjust that. The really skinny ones, like they tend to shift because it's also bent a little bit from going through the machine already once. Nope, that's on an angle. I can see it. I think I need that magnetic sheet that prevents it from moving. Is that just me or is it angled? You can see why it takes me so long sometimes to do a card. All right, I think it's ready to go through. All right. Let's see how that turned out. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there is very little waste around these. Look how beautiful that is. Okay. Very little waste, which makes me very happy. Okay. And it's sticking a little bit. That looks good. Cute. Okay, so I'm going to take your pick tool. Where did it disappear to? Right here. Okay. I'm just going to brush this out so that the next time it'll be ready to use. Okay. And I'll dump it first before I start the next brushing. All right, so there's little pieces in here that actually stay attached, and oh, they're flying everywhere. Everywhere around my desk there are little die cuts. And you can poke them out to make them stand out a little bit more, but I find that most of them are covered by my flowers. So let's just finish this. I think those are the ones that are supposed to stay in. Okay, so yeah, do you see some of these? Like they aren't completely detached. So what you can do is you can take like a stylus and you make them raised a little bit. So I could like poke it out just a little bit and make it raised to give it some dimension here. But I'm not going to do that for all of it because most of it's covered actually. There we go. You know, it's an interesting option. All right. So, whoops, still have one stuck in here. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Okay, so we'll do the ribbon first. Okay, so if you notice, I threaded a ribbon through here, and I'm just going to take some sweet sorbet. And so the trick is, so to make threading easier, I'm just going to put a little bit of tape around the end of my ribbon. Yes, the DSP is just gorgeous, and I mean, I got a whole bunch of papers in the paper share that I don't have the matching stamp set for, but I'm going to find a way to use them because they're so nice. New cutting plates. Well, I switched out one of my cutting plates. The lower one, obviously, which is being cut on, was really getting scratched up. So I just switched out the top one and then put it on the bottom, and then got a new top plate. So yeah, so Sandra taught me this, found this trick to avoid having your cutting plates warp and bend, because that's what was happening before, is that they would always be bowed out, or and you wouldn't be able to get it to go back in. And so she found a trick where if you always use the bottom plate as a bottom plate and the top plate always as a top plate, they stay flat much better. So that's what I've been doing. And my bottom plate has finally gotten so scratched up that it was time to switch it out. So, okay. So now that I've taped up the end of my ribbon, I'm just going to thread it through. And I did every other hole. I didn't do it. I didn't thread through every single hole. So down. And I'm trying to keep the ribbon straight so that it'll pull through and lie flat. So this ribbon's really thin. It's not a thick ribbon. It's really nice to work with. And I'll show you how I fray it for the the background of the flowers. Oh my goodness. Come on through. All right, that's twisted. Let me just untwist this. It's kind of like it's braided or something, but yeah, it's really thin. It's very light, so it doesn't create a lot of bulk, and it's easy to tie. I thought this was a brilliant idea. This was not my idea. It was Marci's idea, and I think it was just brilliant. I love this idea of using the holes to thread ribbon through for decoration. Come on through. All right. Oh, this is twisted behind here. Go. stay with me. Don't fall asleep while I'm trying to finish threading this through. So okay, one more time and then we'll be done. Does it actually complement the sweet sorbet? Well, that's what the customer service rep tried to tell me. Sandra's asking if this ribbon complements the sweet sorbet color, I guess the ink and the paper, but I will find something to show you guys. I personally don't like how it looks together with the sweet sorbet ink and the cardstock, but you know, it would match with some other pinks, and I haven't actually taken the time to figure that out. Okay, so if I pull this too far up to try and tape it, you're going to see a big gap. So I'm going to make sure to, when I adhere it, that I leave it covering that hole. Same thing for the other side. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive here. Hang on. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive at the edge here. Oh. Okay, and I'm just going to turn it so that, how did I do this? Like this? I think I left it like this. So if I do this, it will let it remain covering the hole on the other side, so then you don't get that big gap. Okay, and then I'm going to trim that piece of tape off. Okay, and I'll do the same down here, a little bit of adhesive here. Whoop. Okay, so I'll make sure that it stays covering the end of the hole. There we go. Right. There we go. Trim that. Okay, so there's the sweet sorbet. Okay, let me find my sweet sorbet ink pad and paper. Here's the, okay, so here's the in color pack that I have. And this is the sweet sorbet right here, right? Right on top. Okay, you can see that. Look at this. That is the ribbon color. So I had no idea what this is because they don't like what the color was of the ribbon before I bought it, because they don't show it in the catalog. And where's my ink? Let's just see if I can find my ink for you. Just a second. I can't seem to find my sweet sorbet. I don't know where it is. Just a second. But you can see it's like it's red. Oh, here it is. Right? The sweet sorbet. Here's the sweet sorbet ink pad. There's the paper. Here is the ribbon. So the other in color ribbons, see, I don't know about the other ones. Okay, I only have this one, and I have orchid. Do I have orchid? So the orchid matches more closely. So let me show you. So this one matches more closely. I think this one complements it much better, right? So yeah, I don't know what's in with these what's up with these metallic colors, but I don't know how the other ones look because I only have these two ribbons. So anyways, we'll make it work with the other, this palette works with sweet sorbet, so that's fine. I'll find out another way to use it. All right, so To get this kind of spray behind the flowers, I'm going to take a length of ribbon. Oops. Okay, so I want it to be long enough, and I will tie it off so it's about this long. Sorry, and I'm going to double it. We can trim any excess afterwards. Yeah, the orchid is pretty. Yes, I do like that one. Okay, so I'm taking 2 pieces. I'm going to cut this one in half too, and I'm going to tie them right in the middle, so that when I fray them, they don't, all the strings don't fall apart on me, right? Oh, I don't want it too far over. I want it right in the middle. Okay, so this is a cool thing about this. All right, so I'm going to take my stylus, and starting at the end, okay, I am going to just fray it by taking my stylus and running it through. You have to start at the end. You can't, it's like a braid. You wouldn't start right down here and try and unravel the whole thing. You have to start from one end and just fray it like this. I thought this was an awesome trick. I don't know where Marci learned it, or she just kind of figured it out herself, but this was cool. I thought this was a really cool idea. So this is really easy. You just need something to separate it, that's all. See? Pretty easy. Okay. There we go. All right, that's one side. So I have another piece that I actually was going to use on the box, and maybe I'm just going to use this one when it's all done, and you guys won't have to sit and watch me fray it, but that's the idea. You fray both sides, okay? And then I want it to sit like at the halfway point somewhere, right? So somewhere around here, and then we'll, secure the flowers on top. Okay, so I'm going to put like a little glue dot or something. Actually, I can just put like a little bit of adhesive right here and glue it, and that should hold it down. Okay, because it's a very light ribbon. It really doesn't take much to adhere it. Okay. Okay, so now the next part is to arrange some flowers on top of it, and I can't say that I am the best flower arranger, and but these flowers look so good together. It's like, and I even cut out like the partial pieces. Like this one was on the edge because I knew like in some cases I will be hiding them underneath other flowers, and I can use them. So I'm gonna get one pink, one large pink, and I will just follow my other card as a guide so that I don't spend all my time fiddling with the flowers. So I want this one to face this way. This one's here, right? And then I have to watch where I place my dimensionals, because I want to put like, my leaves underneath here, and I don't want them to get stuck and not be able to slip them underneath because I put a dimensional in the way. Okay. Let me just find some leaves here, so this one can go underneath here. So let me just put down some of the one flower at a time. Okay, so I'm going to spread these out a little bit. You have a little bit of room to play with after you've placed them, but if your dimensional is in the way, then that's going to be a problem. So let's see. I want some of it down here and some of it out here. Okay, so let me put my dimensionals on here. I really like the sentiments in this stamp set. Like, I think it pretty much covers everything I need. You can just read it over while I'm putting dimensionals on, but there's just everything on there. Happy birthday, congratulations. Oh, hang on, I gotta make sure I put my dimensionals so that I don't block my leaves. Thank you. You know, I thought it was a really good set to have, like happy birthday, it's just everything. Like I think that this is a really good sentiment set that they chose. All right, so there's my dimensionals. Move this out of the way. All right, so I'm going to arrange it like this. It's hard to say exactly where they're going to end up once you stick it down, but here we go. So here's one. Okay. And let's see, this one will go here. So this one is tricky. I just don't know exactly where I'm going to end up putting my, just trying to slide things in underneath. And this one overlaps. So when it overlaps, you have to be careful that you don't put another dimensional on top in the exact same place. So that's the tricky part. I'm going to turn this a little bit so it doesn't cover my ribbon so much. Okay, so let's see. Hi Shannon, thanks for joining in. The flowers are outlines. Yeah, so you can watercolor these. I've seen some people watercolor them, or just use the outlines for like creating like a background. And I'm eager to try that too. I haven't had time, but I think that would make a really good background. Okay, so let me just stick these on either side before I forget. I don't want to overlap my, you know what, this is lumpy, I think, and I just realized I think it's because it's sitting on top of a, the knot. Yeah, of course. It's sitting right on top of the knot. Just a second. I didn't know why this was feeling lumpy and not sitting flat. So maybe what I'll do is I'll move this just slightly. Does that work? Yeah, that's better. Okay, now it won't be bumpy. That's better. Okay, so this, I'm gonna have it sit like this. I think I can put some down here. Okay. Here we go. So I'm overlapping like this. Let's see, I just want to fan these out a little bit more before I stick it down, because I don't know if I'll be able to move it after I stick it down. Okay. So this. Okay. That's good. All right, so now I'm going to stick things underneath. So the leaves, I want to go here. And yes, there's a spot. See, there's a dimensional right there. So I have room to stick one underneath here. And actually, before I get started on that, I'm going to stick it right on the card before I put so many dimensionals down. I want to be able to press this down. I'm going to put my tear and tape on. So for vacation, we're heading out to the East Coast. We're going to drive, and if you guys have any tips on how we're going to survive with 2 kids across Quebec and down to Moncton, please send them my way, because I just know there is not a whole lot, like in terms of scenery or anything that we can stop and do between Quebec City and Moncton. Like, that is a really long stretch. That's a 7-hour stretch there, and hopefully we're not gonna all make each other crazy before we get there. Or if you have like favorite restaurants on the East Coast. So after Moncton, we're headed out to Charlottetown. And we'll spend a few days on PEI hanging out there. If you have any favorite restaurants, drive them. Shannon says she's driving to Cape Breton with 4 kids. Okay, well, surely you've done it before. You have family out there. This will be our first time with kids. Like, the kinds of games that would keep Karis entertained are not the same kind of games that would keep Aiden entertained. I think he's beyond, like, some of the card games. Like, movies are only going to cut it for some of the time, and again, not the same types of movies that, you know, the 2 kids are going to want to watch, but we'll see. We'll see. I do like Vinyl Cafe. If you guys ever listen to Vinyl Cafe, I enjoy those stories, and although Karis does not. Aiden actually doesn't mind listening to the Vinyl Cafe stories. I find them really amusing. But yeah, Karis doesn't like them so much. But they're good for the driver because then, you know, they don't have to look at anything. They can just listen. Did I book a lobster tour in PEI? Should I? I don't know. What's a lobster tour? They take you on a boat and like show you like where to catch lobster, or they demonstrate it? Like I don't know what they do. Do tell. Okay, so I'm just gonna adhere this. It's just gonna get, it's just easier now before all the flowers get put on. All right, so that's adhered. I can finish adding my flowers, so I'm just basically going to add a bunch. Oh, you know what? I also put thanks underneath here, so we'll see what we'll do with that afterwards. But okay, so let's see if I can find another flower like that. Okay, so this one here, and there's going to be a rose somewhere. Do I have a rose? I don't have any roses. Oh, here's a rose. That's a pink. Yes, Cape Breton is beautiful. I did the drive with Joey when we were there many years ago. It's a beautiful view. We tried to camp, but it was pouring rain, and we looked at the campsite that we were assigned, and it was dark, and there were tons of trees overhanging the site. And I just looked at Joey and I said, I don't want to camp. I don't want to set up camp in the pouring rain, in the mud. That's just not my idea of a good vacation. So we said, okay, no, we are not going to stay. And we just kept driving, and we looked for anything, a hotel, a bed and breakfast, something. And we eventually found a little place that we could take a room and be dry and happy. We did camp at the very tip of PEI for part of it, and that was fine because the weather was nice for that. I'm looking for another yellow one, and I don't have another yellow one. Why did I not notice this? Do I have any more yellows? So maybe I'll just use a pink. I think I need a shape like this to stick out more. Oh yeah, Shannon, you're not camping. It's a wedding. No camping involved there. That's fine. I want a yellow for this side, so I think I'm gonna have to cut this one out. All right, so let's cut this out. So you can see, like, I'll show you, like, there's just so little waste with this. Okay, just gonna be careful to not nick those leaves, because even the leaves, I have dyes for the leaves too. Okay, so there's a yellow rose. And I'm just going to die cut that quickly. All right. I still have some little bits on my sheet, my cutting mat. You got to be careful to take off all the little bits before you start cutting on it, because I've had that little bits press right into my die cut by accident. Okay, I have no room here, but I'm just going to quickly squeeze this in. Let me just see which, this one. I think it's this die. Yes. All right. I need the top plate. Where did it go? Oops. Let's move that. All right, so this I can tuck in here. Okay, somewhere underneath. Okay, so I have a dimensional in the way, so I'm gonna have to, maybe I'll have to put this one on top. See, this is the thing, is like, I have a dimensional in the way now, so I have to work with that. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Sandra. I will have to look at that afterwards. And wow, that's cool. That's really cool. I guess that would be like weather dependent, right? I don't want to go out there if it's rough and it's raining. So we'll have to see if we can do something like that. That would be cool. Okay. This might have to stick out more. I don't know. How am I going to do this? Arranging flowers is just as hard as it is in real life. I'm not good at arranging flowers. Okay, the dimensionals are in the way, so I'm just going to have to put it right in the center underneath here and slide it in. And it will have to stick out a little bit more than I would like. I wonder if I can, I don't think I can do anything about that at this point. Or you know what? I wonder if I could cut it so it could slide underneath. That would be tricky though. Okay, I'm going to take a chance and cut it. I'm going to trim it so that I can slide it more underneath. Let me just do this before. Can I get away with? I'm going to cut right here. Does that work? And then I'll have to cut this side too, I think. Well, maybe. I think that will work. I'm going to cut a little bit more off here. Yeah. Okay, that works. Woohoo! All right. I'll put some dimensionals here. I need anyone here? I'm just checking where I'm going to put my other... Oh, is this going to get in the way? If I slide this here, my dimensional is in the way. Okay, I got to move this one. If I put it down here, is that going to work? I think that's also still in the way. Too far over. It's okay. Something, I think that's okay. Yes. Okay, so just gonna trim this a little bit more. All right, and can I put one down here? Probably down here. All right, let's cross our fingers and hope for the best. Oh, how did this end up over here? Nothing. Oh. Yeah, I know. A 16-year-old, I don't know what it would take for him to be impressed. Even if he was impressed, I don't know if he would let us know. Who knows? Yay, that works there. I'll stick these guys in. So this one, I just need maybe one in the center, two in the center maybe. Yeah, teen boys not so easily impressed with anything, and it's not cool to show that you're impressed, so who knows. He's not going to be very happy to be away from his gaming for like so long. Okay, so that's going to work. I'm going to stick it on. Yeah, what do you do with your teenagers when you're camping, Sandra? Like, do they just like hanging out? Like, what do they do when they're at the website, at the campsite? You know, what do you do all day? Like, I guess you go. You said you took them on hikes and stuff. Okay, so here I'm gonna stick it right in the middle and the top. You force them to go on bikes, trails. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I don't feel so bad. Like, I'm constantly having to, like, drag my 16-year-old and make him go for, like, you know, something with the family that is quote-unquote fun. Maybe not fun for him, but at least he's not always just sitting in his room gaming. He's getting some fresh air. All right, so there's all the flowers. I'm gonna stick in my my greenery next. I don't know if that's gonna fit there. Just barely. Just barely. I'm gonna stick one right underneath at the tip. Maybe some smaller dimensionals would be better. I'm gonna grab my mini dimensionals and stick them on the tips here. Oh yes, that water slide I remember those pictures, and that looked awesome. That would be so awesome. 4 kilometers of complaining before you got there, though. Nope, I think I put the dimensional on the wrong side. I think it's gonna have to go on the other side, because otherwise it's gonna block me from getting into the bunch. Let's see if that works. Okay, so yes, I think this works. Okay, let's do that. See, these sides will be supported by the other flowers, and I can't put a dimensional in there or it will get stuck and I won't be able to slide it in. Even still here. All right, there, and I want some leaves here. And again, there's a dimensional somewhere in the way. I want to stick it in here, and it's just not going to go. So what? Oh, here, I can do that. Does that look fine? Yeah, that's probably going to be okay. Shannon, I don't know what you do to find activities that your oldest and your youngest will enjoy. But your kids get along better than my two, I think. Is that true? Oh, a splash park. Yes, I think that might go over well too. think Joey said there's actually like a carnival or something set up nearby where we're staying. So we got to check that out. So we haven't been on like carnival rides or amusement park rides in like so long now. There. And maybe one more down here. Maybe a little one down here. I need my tweezers to hold on to this. Joshua's the oldest, right, Shannon? Or is it Daniel? No, Josh is the oldest. I think that's going to be too hidden. It's going to have to go on top. Yeah, Joshua's the oldest. Even when he's babysitting, like, what does he do? Because when I ask Aiden to babysit his sister, like, just, you know, when we're out of the house for like a couple hours, you know, I don't know if he actually comes down. Like, I think I actually had to tell him to, like, come downstairs. He won't play with her anymore. And I think he just kind of sits in the same room as her and maybe just comes down to check on her while we're out. But he pretty much still ignores her. I think the last time we went out a week or so ago, I think she spent all her time in front of the TV, which she normally never gets to watch much of. So she was totally happy to sit in front of the TV for 2 hours while we were out. And both kids survived, so we'll just consider that a success. Okay. Where was I going to put this part? I forget now. Whoops. I'm going to put it on the inside. Yeah, just down here. Oh, a dance store. What, we don't spend enough on like dance stuff already during the regular year? Shannon says, is everybody still standing and no injuries? It's all good. That's a success. True enough. I think I need that other half piece on there. Just on this leaf because it's by itself. There's nothing supporting it, so I have to put this on. All right, I think I'm ready to stick it in. Okay, awesome, it worked. Perfect. All right, so that is the majority of the card. I just need a sentiment here. So I couldn't find something that was big enough for that particular sentiment unless I used a different die set. But let me see, because I didn't want something big. Like all of these sentiments here are quite long. Like friend does not look good on its own, and best wishes I think is going to be covered up. So I just found like a thanks that fit there from my peaceful moments set. Was it this one? No, actually it was the succulent set. Succulents, let's see. Yeah, it was from the thanks. It's from the succulents. Okay, so yeah, that should fit right there. And I will just cut a tag to fit it. This is going on a little bit longer than I imagined. So hopefully you're not bored. Okay, so this tag is from a different die set. It's from the Pillowbox set. And it's just wide enough because the succulents one it's wide in. Oh, you know what? No, it does not fit here. So here, this one's too skinny. It does not fit, right? So I had to pick something bigger. So this one is wide enough. So let's just, so yeah, this is basically the card, and I will finish it off later because I think I don't want to have my lives go much longer than an hour, but I'm just gonna trim off the ends here to finish off the card, except for the sentiment. So I don't want it to be too far. There we go. Like giving it a haircut here. There we go. I don't want it to be all super straight. That looks weird too. I think those are fine. Yeah. So that's majority of the card, and I'm just going to stick my sentiment on afterwards and finish it off. Oh, this. I wanted to show you guys how to do that. So that is a double bow. I figured out how to do a double bow. It's so awesome. Where did my... Okay, so here's my thing. Okay, so did I cut it off beforehand? Yes, I had to cut it off beforehand. I can't remember how much I used. Let me take... Let me just see. I'm just going to quickly... Yeah, okay. So let's take about this much, and we'll hope that it's the right size. So Sandra says she got a t-shirt. Kaylin got a t-shirt. Happiness is dancing on a beach in PEI. Oh, that was her souvenir. I see. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Okay, so to do a double bow, this is really easy, especially with this one. So you're going to leave a little bit hanging off. I'm laying it flat on my fingers. I'm going to spread these two apart, okay? And you're going to wind it around, up and down, okay? Like this, okay? So I've got it wound around twice around each finger, and I'm going to stick the end through there. Okay. Then I think it's through here. I hope I'm doing this right. Did I do this right? No, I did not do it right. Shoot. How did they do it? I know that we went through here. Is it again? Oh shoot, I wish I had reviewed this before because it was really easy. It's just, where do I put this last part? How did I do this? Is it like this? And then through the loop? I think it was like that. I'll have to double check that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to double check this. I don't think this is correct. But it was actually really easy. It's just that last part. What did I do? Okay, I'll have to demonstrate this once I figure it out. I will watch it again. It was super easy, and then I will finish this off, okay? So thanks for watching, you guys. I will post a second video. It's shortly. Might have to do it live. I don't know how to post a video without... Oh, I do. Okay, never mind. I will figure it out. But I will show you guys how to do that double bow, and then we'll finish off that card. And you guys can watch it later. So thank you so much for joining in, Sandra and Shannon. Anybody else who's watching, I love it when you guys comment and say hi, and let me know if you enjoyed the video. Have a great day, guys, and we'll see you next week for the last live before we take a break for the summer. Bye. Have a great day.